Dear urologists, before I share our experience of post-operative nephrostomy tracts in relation with the viscera and external arm marks based on the post-operative CT, I want to make a small announcement. We are starting a Facebook group on the name of Pure Urology. The aim of making this group is to share the surgical techniques related to urology. We request to join the group and share your surgical techniques depending on your expertise and enrich all of us with the knowledge. Here we are sharing post-supine PCNL nephrostomy tracts on CT scan in different case scenarios. First case, difficult entry in left supine PCNL. Here is the case where pelvic stone and inferior calyceal stone is there. This patient underwent 2 times PCNL, 2 times RIRS in 7 years. We have to go below the iliac crest. Initially the needle goes subcutaneously and then into the kidney to go parallel with the inferior calyx. Then we got doubt whether it is close to the colon or not. We did nephrostogram like this to confirm. At the same time we did the CT, contrast nephrostogram, where even though you have gone at the iliac crest level, but inside it is very below the colon. Second case, bilateral retained stent, right side we are talking about. As it was could not be removed from below, we have done ultrasound guided puncture. Clear urine has come. If you see the needle position, it is in between the rib and the iliac crest, below the posterior axillary line, more than 2 centimeters. If you are below the posterior axillary line, if it is properly marked in the sitting position before patient turning, then the chances like this case, the tract, if you see, again contrast is injected to see the Foley's catheter, tract is very well below the colon. The basic principle is way below the posterior axillary line. If you are there, you can be safe. The third case is a large stone in horseshoe kidney, where in horseshoe kidney, even though prone PCNL has advantage, supine PCNL also can be done easily. With flexible scope guided we have done so that the larger tract can be done for a larger stone. Again here also it is much below the posterior axillary line, and also rib position we have kept below the 12th rib so that the tract is away from the colon. In the fourth case, supine patient in partial staghorn with 2 punctures. This is the CT. RGP is important, large stone volume, vertically lying calyceal system. If you go through the inferior calyx just above the iliac crest, way below the posterior axillary line, below the 12th rib, you can go into the kidney. All these stones in vertical angle can be easily removed from the lower pole to the upper pole, because upper pole will be looking down in supine PCNL. 2 tracts are used for a small stone in the lateral region. Both the PCNL tracts are very clearly away from the viscera, both the spleen as well as the colon. If you see here, the entry point is more on the posterior side. In fact, it will correspond to the Brodell's line. Bleeding also will be less. So posterior axillary line and 12th rib both are important. Fifth case, upper pole calculus. Purposefully we are showing supracostal puncture, which people say supine PCNL has not much advantage, but we thought we will see. Puncture was easy, the dilatation was easy, removal was easy. Only thing is that we are below the posterior axillary line. We were in between the 11th and 12th rib, much posteriorly. Then in that case, the tract is close to the liver. That means in supracostal punctures, better to be as medial as possible so that you can avoid the spleen and liver. Case 6, where we burnt our finger in the initial cases. This is the 5th case of our starting supine PCNL, where we were close to the posterior axillary line, which was not drawn correctly, because posterior axillary line is a long line. It may be drawn anteriorly or posteriorly. In this case it was drawn anteriorly. That's why all punctures were anterior and they have gone through both the 2 dilatations have gone through the colon. That means conceptually you have gone more anteriorly because posterior axial line is drawn wrong. See the so much anterior dilatation through the colon, and both the tracts are through the colon. Fortunately, nephrostomy placed just outside the colon distally, then it healed well. To conclude, posterior axial line is one landmark, and rib, 12th rib tip and 11th rib positions are also important. Posterior axial line should be drawn in a standing position like before giving spinal anesthesia or general anesthesia, and properly vertically down should be done. A benefit of doubt, error should be done, more posteriorly draw it, and 12th rib also carefully identify, not only posterior axial line. If you have doubt, turn the patient little more and identify the landmarks and be a little more posterior, then you will be always safe in supine PCNL. Thank you.